Hey team, and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to lose weight without the headache of tracking calories, because I know a lot of players out there really struggle with tracking calories on their phone on a daily basis, and it's a bit of a headache for them and they're not consistent with it. So obviously tracking calories is the most efficient and guaranteed way to lose weight, absolutely. So if you can do it, by all means, I would say go for it and do go down that route. It's what we do with a lot of our players. But if it's just something that you really don't want to do, then I'm going to give you a brilliant strategy that's going to help you lose fat and weight whilst not having to track calories, which is going to be awesome. There's also going to be some very useful tips for anybody who actually is tracking as well, in order to make your diet a whole lot easier and see more progress from it. So it's going to be helpful for all you guys. So firstly, number one is going to be prioritize your protein intake. Okay, there's a couple of reasons behind this, and number one is protein is the most satiating macronutrient of all three macronutrients. So you have your carbohydrates, you have your fats, and then you have your protein. So protein, out of all three of them, takes the most energy and the longest time to digest. So it's going to make you feel fuller for longer. Not to mention that protein is vital whenever it comes to muscle growth and repair. So if you're looking to get that leaner look and improve your body composition alongside your training, then protein is very important. And it's important that we have a higher protein intake. So if you feel like your protein markers are a wee bit low, it's time to start raising the ball. And here's a simple tip that you can take whenever you're planning your meals. So whenever you are having one of your three main meals throughout the day, maybe four meals, what you want to do is you want to prioritize that meal around a good protein base. So before you go into having that meal, the first priority you should have on that plate is the protein source. So whether it be chicken fillet, mince, eggs, whatever the case may be, make sure that it's a good, pure source of protein. A good rule of thumb to go by is the protein source should be the size of the palm of your hand. So chicken fillet, mince, eggs, whatever it could be, fish. Make sure that that's done first, okay? Also, as well, on top of that, if you want to push your protein markers further, you can use a protein supplement like a whey protein, or you can opt in for different snacks such as protein yogurts, protein bars, stuff like that, just to fill in between meals and help just push away those cravings and stuff, okay? So protein, very important. That's why it's at number one. And number two is add color and volume to your dish. Okay, so this is a very underrated one, food volume. Okay, so making sure that we're getting more food on our plate for less calories. And the best way to go about this is adding color to your plate through vegetables and fruit. Okay, so fruit and vegetables are high in micronutrients and low in calories. So you can bulk up your meals, which will leave you feeling fuller and more satisfied. So here's a good example for you. Say, for example, you had a cookie here, which was 250 calories, and then you have 250 calories worth of vegetables like leafy greens, carrots, and stuff like that. The cookie would be maybe about this size, and then in the bowl, you would have a massive bowl for 250 calories worth of fruit and veg, which is going to occupy more space in your stomach, which is going to send signals to the brain that, oh, I've got plenty of food in, I'm going to feel full, and then it's going to switch off that hunger hormone ghrelin. So by actually bringing more food volume in, you're not going to feel as hungry. Not to mention, you're going to feel more energized because your diet's improving. You're getting more micronutrients in, you're getting more water in, you're just going to feel better and healthier. So you're going to not want to reach for the chocolate bar as much because you're going to feel more energized through a healthier diet. Okay. And number three is aim for 2 to 3 liters of water per day. So water is a great appetite suppressant. Even some people would like to take a glass of water before their meal in order to help fill them up a wee bit before they actually go into eating, so that they don't overconsume on that meal. So that's a quick and easy tip that you can even try and see if it works for you, although you don't have to. On top of that as well, you're going to feel more alert, you're going to feel less tired, which is going to lead to less snacking and binging. Okay, so a lot of people who are hungry and tired are just generally dehydrated. So best tip I can give to anyone is get yourself a fucking water bottle and carry it about with you everywhere. See, this week I have lost my water bottle and my water intake has drastically decreased because I don't want to run down and drink from a cup all day. So get yourself a water bottle and fill it up 3 times, 2 to 3 times that day, and finish it 2 to 3 times. And that's how you're easily going to get your water intake up. I know for me, because I left it at football last week, I've been struggling this week to keep my water intake up. So definitely cheap. Get one on the internet for like 6 quid, Amazon, boom, sorted. Right. Number 4 is keep the crap out. So I want to give you sort of visual on this one. Okay, so imagine this for a second. You have a smoker, right? And you set a packet of open cigarettes within arm's reach of that smoker who's trying to give up smoking, by the way. What do you think they're going to end up doing? They're going to end up reaching for the cigarette. Okay. So the best thing that you can do if you're looking to cut down on something or get rid of a bad habit is to actually remove yourself from that position. Okay. So get it out of the house. So if you find that you're over consuming on too much junk food and stuff like that, then the best course of action would be is to decrease the amount you have in the house or even get rid of it altogether. Like I know for a fact if I have a sure bag of Doritos in the cupboard, I'm not going in for one sitting. I'm taking the whole thing with me. Okay. So it's important that we're not having as easy access to this stuff. So if you can't grab for it, you can't eat it. Number one, like pretty plain and simple. Number two, make better calorie swaps for these foods. Like you can get more for your buck for things like this. So like your protein puddings, your protein bars, all these kind of things that are going to help push towards your protein goal. And it still tastes really good as well. So you can still have that treat. They're just going to be more calorie friendly and more protein dense. As well, a good tactic to use would be pairing your foods. So, like for example, if you want to have a chocolate bar, pair that with an apple or something like that. So you're going to get more food volume in there. So you're not going to be as likely to just binge on the one thing. So that can be a very helpful tool as well. So like a chocolate bar with a banana and stuff like that. So that's another way you can kind of do it. Of course, you want some sort of balance here. Like the optimal goal is 80-20 to 90-10 towards like good, proper food to the sweet stuff. Like I wouldn't tell you to get it out of your life completely because your life would be pretty boring, but there needs to be some sort of management here with that. And number 5, probably a very underrated one, is sleeping better and improving the quality of your sleep. Why do we want to do this? We want to do this because poor sleep and lower levels of sleep will upregulate your ghrelin hormone, and ghrelin is the hunger hormone. Okay, so whenever we don't get enough sleep, we're tired, we're groggy, we're less likely to actually stick with that. Okay, and as well on top of that, that hunger hormone that makes you feel hungry and makes you dash for the cupboard is going to be upregulated. So like you're not putting yourself in a position to win. You can't mentally overcome that. This is um basically it's not something you can overcome. Okay, I'm trying to think of the word. So when you're tired as well, you're more likely to just hit the fucking button and reach for higher energy foods. You're not going for the salad whenever you're tired and you're hungry. You're going for, I don't know, the chicken goujons at work or something like that, for example. I know, but we need to focus on better quality sleep because you're going to be more energized, your hunger hormones are going to be decreased. So making sure that we're getting a good quality 7 to 8, even 9 hours sleep a night. Okay. And this is going to drastically improve your chances of sticking within that deficit. Okay. Number 6 is another underrated one, which is get your need up. For anybody who doesn't know what the graph is on the right hand side, this is probably new to a lot of people. It is your TDEE, which stands for your total daily energy expenditure. Okay, so basically how much energy you use throughout the day. Okay, and to make this clear, BMR is your basal metabolic rate, which is how much calories you burn by just being alive. Like people in comas lose weight because of keeping body temperature up, regulating different systems throughout the body and stuff. So like from just being here and sitting here right now, you are burning calories at a faster rate than anything else, okay, throughout the day. And the next thing, that's 70%. The next thing on that list is your NEAT. So it's non-activity energy thermosis, which is a big fancy way of saying like how much calories you burn through activity that's not exercise. For example, how much you walk that day, maybe your job's a laborious job where you're carrying things back and forth. It's how many calories you burn through activity that's not exercise. And the best way to up your NEAT is to up your step count. That's why you'll hear a lot of PTs and stuff going about, oh, 10,000 steps, because it's going to have the biggest bang for your buck whenever it comes to burning calories that you actually have control of. So, for example, if your step count's quite low, you're sitting at about maybe 4,000 a day, a good goal for you would be maybe up that by 2,000 a day. So, for example, yeah, so just aim for an extra 2,000 a day. So what you could do is go for a walk on your lunch break at work. You could try to get out for an evening 15-minute walk every day. Yeah, and this is going to do wonders for your cardiovascular health as well, which is just going to play all around in making you a better athlete too. Um, Exercise also isn't really a good strategy for weight loss, okay? Because as you can see here, we'll go on to this next point first, which is your TEF, which stands for your thermic effect of food. So you actually burn a lot of energy through the actual digestion of your food and turning that into energy. So this is why having a high protein diet is very important as well, because protein takes the most energy to digest out of all the different food groups. Okay. So if you can up your protein intake, you're actually going to up your thermic effect of food as well. So it's going to be, that's why protein's so raved on about whenever it comes to the weight loss community and stuff, because it's just, there's so many benefits to having a high protein diet that you can't get away with not doing it. And at the top here, this little last segment, slither of the pie, which is your EAT, which is your energy activity thermosis, which is any sort of planned exercise that you do. So it's your gym sessions, it's your pitch sessions, it's all the stuff that is planned exercise. If you look at it, you're lucky to maybe hit about 10% through that on the days that you actually exercise. So it's not really a good component for actually pushing yourself for weight loss. So you'll maybe see people who go, oh, I'm going to do extra cardio, I'm going to jump on the treadmill for an extra session per day, and it's not really going to do much for you in terms of calories burned. Like the best thing you can do is focus on your diet and focus on your NEAT and all the other things that I've thrown in here. And like I promise you, see if you nail every single one of these on the head and you make some sort of progression in each of these areas, like start eating more protein, adding more fruit and veg to your diet, drinking more water, not eating as much crap, sleeping better, and getting your step count up, as simple as these may be, it is not that complicated whenever it comes to building a healthier body, okay? It's just doing the basics to the best of your ability, just doing the basics well. You don't have to go for some sort of mad diet. You don't have to go for some sort of, I don't know, fat burning pill, any of these gimmicks out there. It's just focusing on doing the basics really well. And like, if there's something that you're lacking at the moment, you're struggling to lose weight, and there's one of these areas that you're not really doing quite well, then your first priority should be to actually improve that area. Like, for example, if your step count's low, start focusing on getting that up. If you can't do that and your sleep's poor, start focusing on getting a better night's sleep. Put habits and routines in place to help you with that. Stop keeping shit in the house. Drink more water, eat more vegetables, eat more protein. It is not that complicated. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful. There is a lot of useful information in there. I hope that we start applying it so that we can become better, leaner athletes for the pitch. So thanks so much for watching. Hope it was valuable and all the best.